Hi, I'm Dan Lindstedt, and I'm back this time to answer the question, where do business rules get executed when you have a data vault in place? Because obviously we talk about no business rules upstream of the data vault. This is a very important and key or critical aspect of the data vault methodology, and that is the implementation guidelines for building one of these things and making it a success. So from that perspective, the business rules really are divided into two categories: hard business rules and soft business rules. And what we mean by hard business rules are those things that simply don't change. Things like normalization. If I'm taking an XML file off of a source system, I'm going to split it into its respective parts, or its child parts, its repeating parts, and I'm going to put that into a set of staging tables. Say, for instance, I'm going to normalize it. I'm going to take a COBOL file, a wide, flat table, and I'm going to divide it up into types of information or classes of information, all of those repeating or recurring clauses, and I'm going to normalize it. I'm going to divide it into several separate tables. That's what we have here in terms of hard business rules, and that's where we get the notion of hard business rules. Or say, for instance, I have a date-time field that's really supposed to be a date-time field, and so I'm going to put it into a date-time field. And so that's a data type. That's a hard business rule. It's a data type specific conversion. So these kinds of things aren't left to interpretation. They're generally according to the system. This is the way this data set works or is organized. And so these things could fall in the hard business rules category. In other words, things that change infrequently enough to be upstream of the warehouse, so that when they do change, they cause little to no impact on the loading processes and the architecture of the warehouse itself. So those are all hard business rules. All those things need to occur upstream or ahead of the data vault. Downstream of the data vault, we've got what we call soft business rules. Soft business rules are the business user rules category. Anything the business users deem alterable, anything that we think changes the data, either the content or the meaning of the data, or even the grain of the data, in other words, an aggregation, a group by, or something like that, will be considered a soft business rule and will go downstream of the data vault. Now there are two places, actually there's one place to do it, but we have three names already popping up out there on the web around what this concept is. The place to do it is basically what we call a business data vault or a business data warehouse. Another name for this is a staging out, or you can also call it an EDW plus or plus plus. You can find all these acronyms on the web today. People are using all these kinds of acronyms for many different things. I like to call it a business data vault, and the reason why is that's for common logic. It is structured like a vault. It's very similar. It inherits the flexibility and the scalability of the design, but it houses business altered data, so it may be completely different. That may also double as your master data set, or a beginning to your master data engagement. And keep in mind, the data vault is not a master data solution, because master data, well, that's another video. That master data encompasses all kinds of things, and we're not going to go there. So business rules, soft business rules, execute downstream of the data vault on the way to the data marts. If you choose to land the data, let's say you've got a set of business rules you want to execute every single time new data appears in the warehouse. Well, you don't want to put it in all of your ETL routines, even though you may have a reusable ETL engine and whatnot. You might want to run those transformations once and dump that data somewhere in a physical or physicalized fashion. So that particular data, let's say you're running cleansing engines or householding engines, you're taking that data through the engine, you want to dump it into a staging out, or you want to dump it into a business warehouse or a business data vault. That's where we put it. From there, you can join it to all other kinds of data that are business driven and push it into data marts downstream. Sorry, I'm getting off the screen here, but you can push it downstream into different areas into the data marts and deliver it to the business users. I hope that answers the question, where should the business rules be executed, and I will see you in another video. Thanks.